IBM is proud to sponsor this year's YWCA Twin Honoree Luncheon. Through the years, IBM has been acknowledged as a world leader in the commitment to women both in and out of the corporation. Since our first female hire over 100 years ago, IBM has been dedicated to the inclusion and advancement of women in the workplace. We understand what's needed to achieve the highest levels of professional and personal success, and we applaud those efforts made towards the advancement of women. We are doing tremendous work around the globe to build the pipeline of future women leaders in our communities. From sales opportunities to women-owned businesses, increasing women in technical roles, building industrial relationships through board seats, and much, much more. It was in 1935, 3 decades before the Equal Pay Act, that IBM recruited its first professional woman. And our founder at that time, Thomas J. Watson Sr., promised women the same kind of work for equal pay. For the last 30 years, IBM has been recognized as one of the top 10 companies from Working Mothers magazine. Today, women represent nearly 30% of IBM's executives worldwide, including our president and chairwoman, Jenny Rometty. Jenny says, IBM thinks about diversity the way we think about innovation. Both are essential to the success of our business. At IBM, successful women are part of our legacy. And while we may all be doing different things to advance women, there is one thing we have in common: strong, talented women executives and a shared recognition about the impact women have in the business world. I applaud each of you being honored today and look forward to a future of continued impact and success. Thank you.
So in my role in HR, I often think of myself as a mirror to provide people feedback so that they can better grow in their position. And early on in my career, I was faced with a leader who was struggling, and he was not someone who appreciated a lot of feedback. And so I worked to really understand his situation, and with a lot of courage and a deep understanding of his situation, I faced him, and I gave him the feedback and the coaching. And he took it and he understood, and with that, he made some serious adjustments in his style. And I'm pleased to say that he's still doing great things today. And so I realized at that early stage in my career that with a lot of courage, deep understanding of situation, and positive intent, you could stand up for what you believed was true.
One example of giving back was when I was leading our product innovation teams in India. We were focused on solving big, important customer problems, and in this specific case, helping farmers know where and when to sell produce after harvest. We developed a free mobile-based service that essentially helped them know where and when to sell their goods, and the result was over 2 million farmers used this free service and on average got 15% more money for their produce. It was amazing to hear the farmers talk about the impact the service was having. They could now send their daughter to school. They could buy a motorcycle so they wouldn't have to walk to the nearest local village. So for me, this example was perfect combination of working with an awesome team, innovating around a customer problem, and ultimately trying to make a difference in and around the world.
I'm Lisa Dolan, Vice President of Supply Chain Strategy at ALOM. One of the most empowering moments in my career was when I left an established position to go to work for a woman-owned startup called ALOM. 18 years later, we have 17 locations, and I get to work with the world's largest brands developing innovative supply chain strategies. I'm one of the fortunate few who get to say that I truly love what I do, and it was the biggest and the best risk I could have taken, and it was the wonderful opportunity for me.
After having been in finance and accounting roles for over 18 years, an amazing leader asked me to step in as his chief of staff of a 5,000-person organization. I was very excited for the opportunity. We laid out our strategy within 3 weeks and hit the road to share our messaging across the globe. At our first stop in Latin America, we were headed to Argentina, and I received a phone call from my new SVP saying he wouldn't be able to make it, and he needed me to share the story. I panicked, was very nervous, but realized after a moment that this was an opportunity for me. I took it head on, was excited to share our value, our strategic vision, and in the end actually had some fun. It was really an empowering experience, and I was thankful for the opportunity.
In July 2011, I was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer, probably one of the toughest times of my life. And it was a long year of surgeries and treatment where I learned how to be strong when there's no strength left, where I learned how to be positive when things do not look great. And during that time, I thought a lot about what the things I need to focus on, and things like how healthy I eat, how active I am, how strong is my family and friends, and how much do I enjoy the things that I work, the people who I work with and the things that I do, and how much I can help people. The rest, I think I cannot control.
During the financial crisis, I was the treasurer for Genentech and had responsibility for a $10 billion fixed income portfolio, most of which was managed in-house. It was an empowering experience to know that you can make tough decisions in the face of adversity and utter chaos. It was an empowering experience to be a leader of integrity for your company, for yourself, for your shareholders. It's an empowering experience to admit your mistakes, to learn from them, and at the end be a savvier investment professional. But most of all, just surviving and having the tenacity to stay through it all, that in itself is a great accomplishment.